Hey, good morning. Hey, rise and grind. You already know what time it is. Be Dizzle. What's going on? Oops, hold on. Wrong side of the mug. Mug only got one good side. Let me get the good side. It's TNT. It's dynamite. What's going on? Hey, we're just getting started over here. Yeah, yeah. I got I got a couple good hours before time to face the horrors of the day. You know what I mean? Yeah, I knew that. It's been a while, but I knew that. It's good to see you. How you been? Been a while, man. Almost 2026. I know you must have been busy. I know you've been having major lifestyle gains, you know? It's good to see you. I'm doing great. I'm here enjoying my favorite elf simulator. If I need it to be Y2K compliant, there's no better. There's no better than classic EverQuest. You know, anytime I want to simulate elf business, troll, nonsense, any of that stuff. You know, I'm here doing it big. Yeah, you got married, you got the baby Biage. That's what I'm talking about. Big gains. Congrats again on all that. We're just getting started over here. Well, just a little EQ, a little EQ a few times a week, right on schedule, just what the doctor ordered. Games, it's still got it. Something about it, just it hits right. Let me tell you guys a little story. I was right here at this spot fighting steel golem. This is the placeholder, right? It's either the golem or the a lizard right here. Every now and again. 22 minutes, but who's counting? Speaking of which, I gotta note the time. All right. Anyway, I'm here. I'm fighting at this spot. I get jumped by some friggin' slightly higher level Shadow Knight. It was fun. I've been fighting him a lot lately. No, neither one of us have got the kill yet, right? Not every fight is to the death. Sometimes fights are to the fun, right? And he's been having some fun, you know? But he's not always going to get the jump on me. One of these days, I'm going to get the jump on him. And, yeah. That being said, I do have a little work to do on the Shadow Knight. I'm only level 54. I feel like 55 would be a nice sweet spot, right? The name's well adjusted, so I think I'll adjust myself quite well doing that. Yeah, it's great to see you. Yeah, I seen you hop in the chat, and I was like, I'm starting this. I'm starting the stream right now. What am I waiting for? It's gonna, I usually start right at 6 at the dot the best I can, but I don't have a countdown or anything like that, so it's arbitrary. Time is a social construct, as they say, right? That's what late people say. I like to be on time. I'm always these days miss gaming. Hey, you're gonna get another chance. You're just gonna have to do it like alongside your kid. Your kid's gonna wonder why you're so good, right? That's when you get the chance. When your kid starts gaming, then you can get a little quality time, dunking on him on something. I got an old friend here in the zone. Baby Biage gonna learn. Yeah, that's the way. It's a generational thing. See, I uh I thought I got a Nintendo as a kid, but looking back on it, I don't remember like opening the Nintendo in a box. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a Christmas present. I think my dad had the Nintendo. Let's face it. You know what I mean? I was just learning on the fly. For kisses, like and sub. Hell yeah. He's gonna win the streamer awards 2038. Mark my words. Anyway, we're just getting started over here. I say that a lot, but I mean it. Today I really mean it, especially. It's 6 a.m. in the morning here on the East Coast, and the sun's not up yet. Well, I got this coffee. I got it piping hot. Trying to caffeinate, and then I'll be alert. I'll be enthusiastic. I'll be what's the other one I like to be? awake. I guess I'll be awake too. Do all that stuff. And no snow. Very happy about that. So I had to go a little more inland the other day. Over the course of my day job. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Is he casting on me? He is. He is casting on me. Don't you do it, Destin. Don't you do it, Destin. My old friend here. I feared his pet. I think he's just trying to give me a little content. I don't think we gotta be all hardcore about it. Uh-oh. His pet's on the... I don't want no cheap viewers, delicious, whatever. I have the finest viewers that money can't buy. Alright? I don't need no nonsense. We ban that. We ban that. Ban a Vader. Anyways. This is my friend. So let's see what happens now. Let's see if he's being aggressive or if he's being cool. R.I.P. Bozo. Oh, shit. He's being cool. I'm saying right now, hey, Destin, if you ever want this thing back, it's yours. It's yours. I would never, Whew. This is big. This is big, you guys. That's a pre-nerf. That's a pre-nerf. I said this is an old friend. If my friend's watching right now, thank you so much, Destin. I appreciate this. I know you're saying you're not on the right time zone to be playing with the crew. I will put this to good use. I will keep it very warm. Check it out. Look at that. Instant speed invisibility. It's not even fair. It's not even fair. That's why they removed this item from the game so early, right? And there's only so many pre-nerf versions because it's just filthy. Filthy. I won't get banned. Do I need any resist gear or anything? Let's see. Check it out. Wrists are bad. Ears, not great. Oh, shit. That's big. Big stuff. Oh, so last time I fought, remember I said I fought a Shadow Knight in that spot. He was a little higher level than me. He was getting the jump on me. He didn't get the kill any of the times, but there was a few times he was landing some snares and some resist magic gear like this. Oh, that's thank you, Windy. I appreciate this. Me and Windy go way back. I'm so happy. Listen, I was watching an EverQuest stream, right? Or was it Dude Boy Orc Boy? It was something. It was one of my favorites. I love to watch EverQuest on Twitch. You know, the EQ Twitch community, best community on Twitch. Anyway, I'm watching this, and I say something. Good morning to you know. I think it was Dude Boy Orc Boy. I really do. And one of the viewers in his chat said, "Chewie, what a Wookie!" I was like, "Hell yeah!" You know, and for it to be a long lost friend from I haven't played with in 15 years. It's amazing. I love that. This is why I love Twitch for this right now. I love TikTok for this right now. I love Facebook for this right now. I love, you know, creating EverQuest content in the year 2025 has been great. It's been terrific. I just sent him a tell to be like, hey, if you don't see me thanking you in the stream right now, I could thank you in the tells too, because I'm very thankful. This is huge. It's a big gain. He said he had some for me. I couldn't have ever imagined that this way, man. But yeah, this is I said it's always a great day to find an old friend, right? We go way back. This was yeah, there you are. Yes. Urbanski, I'm going to use this so much. I'm going to use this too much. Like, pray for my ops. It's a bad day to be anything other than a flower of happiness. I'll tell you. I could be clicking this thing. Speaking of flowers of happiness, right? We got so many good classic members that it's winter. Winter's coming. You know what I mean? When winter comes, you'll see a lot of names you haven't seen in a while, right? This is an example. This is an example. Urbanski in the chat right now, and I'm so thankful for this. This is why 2 times a week I'm playing EverQuest live, right? Because I'm always hoping reconnect with the old friends. So this is another one, another old friend. We found Beck, we found Loragoo, we found Windy. Now it's like the whole old crew could potentially get. Bowden's back. You guys heard about this? This is, like I said, it's a bad day to be our ops because it's just we multiply. We keep it very lively. Like the okay. In all fairness, the server is pretty grim, right? 5 players online total right now. Okay, the sun's not up yet. It's a weekday. Blah blah blah. I got a million. Sun was in my eyes. I got a million excuses. But what I will say is it's not always grim like this. You log in at a different hour. That's not like the butt crack of dawn. You might see some players, especially on a weekend. There's like these a few different raid crews from what I can tell. There's stuff is dying on the server. I've seen yellow text. I've caused yellow text. Um, nothing's. It's not dead, but I could see certain time zones are struggling, unfortunately. But winter's coming. Winter's coming. I like to do big stuff on the Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest 2025. We got number 50 coming up this weekend, so that's every Sunday. Starts at this time, 6 a.m. So there's a little something for our European pals as well, perhaps. Not everybody's sipping their early morning coffee at this time. You don't think against the Action EU times? Yeah, yeah. Urbanski, it happens, but we'll keep you in the loop. And who knows if the planets align, and you get to come down and enjoy some stuff with us. Hey, B Dizzle, I appreciate you stopping in, and happy holidays to you too. Hey, maybe we get to hang out sometime this holiday. Even I'll be checking out our buddy's new place too, hopefully soon. So we'll keep in touch. Hey, Chris GNV, what's going on? You love some coffee too? Hey, cheers, rise and grind, buddy. Think. We're just gonna start over here. I'm 10 minutes early to the camp, but I'm just like I'm very excited. I gotta click this. You know what? Taking Gather Shadows off the spell bar. Now it's official. Now we've really transcended. That shadow step up there. That's a good one. Yeah. Oh, what do I want to put here? Yeah, free spell gem. Exactly. That's the kind of stuff that you can't. Phew, you can't take that for granted. You got to be very thankful for that. I am. I'm very thankful. Um. Yeah. Speaking of old pals come back. Old pals come back. We got in the Discord, right? That's probably the best place to catch up with a lot of the old pals. I know you're in the Discord, Urbanski. I'm just gonna pop this link in the chat and pin it, because I like to remember to do that through the course of the stream at some point. Because I said that's my main goal. I'm trying to make connections, new connections, especially old reconnections. Because I I've been around this game a long time. Let's face it. I took a good decade off. You know, hell was full, so I'm come back. I came back about, I say it's a couple of years ago. It's like a few years ago now, right? Straight up. I've been back since like 2022. And time flies when you're having fun, and I'm having so much fun. EverQuest, it's still got it. It's still got it. I wish we had a fresh red, even with all the powerful pixels I have and the fearsome alt army, that I've cultivated. It's I would throw it away in a second for a new server. I don't, this is just keeping myself busy. This is like the equivalent of twiddling my thumbs over here. Every time I roll a new Shadow Knight, I'm like twiddling my thumbs, basically. We need a new red. We need a fresh start that we never had. We had a fresh start, but it was like, fresh ain't the word. It was weird. The guards didn't assist, right? In PvP. So if you're a newbie getting killed, and you run to the guard just stands there and watch you get killed. It does nothing about it. That doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel right. It's not classic, and it's not the way it remained, right? They eventually figured it out, patched it. By that point, I think it was too late. So many people had decided it wasn't for them. And honestly, if that was really how it was supposed to be, I don't know if it would be for me either. Right? You need a little safety bubble as a newbie. Run back to the guards, sit in med. Maybe your opponent talks a little trash in that time. That's fine. The important thing is you have a little spot to sit. If you have no spot to sit in the whole game, that's a little much. And it's not like it's a safe zone where there's no PvP. Oh, if somebody really is determined and wants to, get their friend to pull the guard away so they can, that's classic, beautiful, authentic, all that stuff. But like, without needing a friend to pull the guard away, just murdering like level fives, murdering level twos in front of guards, or back then it was plus or minus 8 level PvP. So it would have been level 10s murdering level twos, which is like I said, it maybe wasn't the start that was the friendliest, but it's the start that forged me, right? Like those were the fires, the fires of early red. Um, Tough life, but no, I wouldn't trade it for anything. No global out of character, right? That's huge. I think that's such an important thing for the health of a server, right? You can't have the global OOC. What? What? Come on. It's not classic. It's not good. There's no real benefit to it. It's all bad. That's all bad. It was so immersive in the early days when, you know what I mean? Like, I remember the first time I went to Neck Forest, right? We went on a couple of us came out the swamp feeling feisty. And I remember zoning into Neck Forest and then seeing the shouts, PK in zone, you know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of stuff you want. That's the authentic, um, the realistic, and I keep saying the word, but immersive, right? If you're not getting immersed in your EverQuest server, you're doing it wrong. You got to get immersed. You got to listen, dive on in, get down in here, get wet, get your pockets all full of water, get your shoes all soggy. You want to be squishing when you take steps coming out. You know what I mean? Like if you're not that immersed, you gotta try. Gotta try it out. That's just my opinion. But anyways, I do often say there's no wrong way to enjoy EverQuest. Sure, sure, but I do have some strong opinions on the best way. I think the best way, PvP. That's my. We supposedly got the Teams PvP server launching this winter. Not P99. Very excited to check that out. Got details in my Discord, or just ask someone about it and you'll get plugged right in. They're picking teams. Yeah, Urbanski. I'll get you a link. Definitely. I'll hit you up after this. If Goblin's in the chat, I'm sure he'll happily chime in also. Um, and Urbanski, it's a Euro crew that's running it. So honestly, it might be a decent time zone for you. We'll see what's going on. I'm hoping for 24/7 action over there. You know what I mean? That's my hope and dream, and I will bring myself and as many as many pals that want to come when it happens. Um, yeah, it's here. Let me get you invited to their Discord. I had to keep it hush hush for a while, right? For like months, I've been hearing little updates here and there, but don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Let me tell you how hard it is to keep something so exciting under my hat. So the fact that I could finally spill the beans a little bit, say that we're all kind of like gearing up for this, is is big. Well, I'm like fully tabbed out of EverQuest trying to do this. I disabled stream mode a sec. If you hear a Discord notification, it might be me. Sorry. I'm trying to do it quick. Okay, yes, I can do it. I invited you to the Discord. Sorry. Can I get streamer mode back on? How do I do that? If I just exit Discord. There we go. I just don't want to. Oh, ads? Okay. Yeah, so as far as I know, the big updates are still yet to come, right? We haven't heard an official date, I don't think. If we have, I gotta read it. I've been up a ladder most of the week. Been a busy week for me. This happens to me every winter. I'm always like, oh, season's over, and then it's like, it's not. I'm still going. Season's never over. But yeah, Urbanski, that should be fun. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that crew. I've become familiar with them in the recent years more. I uh I have my mind's like a steel trap, right? Maybe it's a bit of a rusty steel trap that lets large chunks through. Some stuff I hold and grab though, but I don't know if I remember any of them in the early days of Red, but like I said, y'all get along just great these days. Um, you know who I ran into here on streaming on Twitch? This is last year, and shout out to Samwise. Remember, we were like bitter enemies in the earlier days of Red. I would say it was closer to the first Dark Age of Red, right? It wasn't maybe not like the first month. It was maybe closer to the whole like server getting stale, when's Kunark coming out years, you know? Um, but time heals all wounds. We're both EverQuest enjoyers now that get along great. You battled Smeedy, raided with some others. Oh yeah, Smeedy's in that crew. Okay, yeah, we know this. We know this crew. We know this crew. Hell yeah. Yeah, we've had Smeedy pop in the chat a few times, which is great because I love to shout out his amazing musical creations from the drug box era, early days of Red era. Oh my god, so many of those are so good. The Bluebees Camp PvP, Salby. Um, Yonder Wiley, it's good to see you. What's going on, man? Just getting started over here, as you know. Holding down the fort. Spamming this. I gotta get my clicks in. I decided to keep this thing warm. I'm feeling very powerful right now. was at what, 60 something save magic before. Wendy just hooked me up big. Like, like I'm so thankful right now. It's feels really good. Let's go to Guck after this one. Kill this. We got 22 minutes, so let me note the time. All right. Don't tell anybody that 6:43 a.m. Eastern specifically is when this thing pops. All right, that's our little secret. We want to make a silent move on that because hotly contested. You know, even at these off hours, I see a lot of action here, which I love. I want to hit level 55. 55 is when the good spells open up, right? Well, the good spell, right? Skelly form. You juked him. He said, "Curse your sorceries, Yonder Wiley." That's funny. I think the first encounter, if you want to call it an encounter, I had with Smeedy was before Red even launched, and everybody was getting real hyped in the forums. That's when I first met Smeedy, and I loved his content immediately. He was linking a bunch of VZTZ, I believe it was, um, stuff he had made. Hilarious stuff, you know what I mean? Inspirational stuff, honestly. Like it's easy to see where my inspirations are. Like obviously, I grew up reading the Swamp Defense stories and Fancy the Bard's Tales and the other famous flower picture stories, right? That's what they were called, picture stories, where you'd put your edit your screenshots to be funnier, to like add a little something. Finagle's did a little sheriff badge on himself, little picture stories like that. um anyway, that was the early ones were very inspirational to me. And now I'm making TikToks instead of picture stories of my own. It's 2025. This is the TikTokification of EverQuest. So if you see my UI and you wonder how does he play like this? Why does he play like this? You don't have the cinematic vision. You got to put, make the little backwards 7 and then the L, and kind of crop it. Crop it with your hands. Get rid of the left and the right of the screen. You see just that 9:16 in the middle there. That's the TikTokification of EverQuest, baby. You want this UI? I can hook it up for you. I have the files because I use the same UI for all my characters now. I just copy the files over, and that way, yeah, that way I'm ready for TikTok because, like I said, I've been back for a couple years. It took me a couple years to perfect this. Right? There was always something where it's like, oh, I wish I had the context. This is a funny clip, but without the context, it's lacking. But now we got the context. Chop off the dead space. Okay, maybe my face is part of the dead space, but that's fine. As long as you can hear what I'm saying, if it's relevant, it'll be in the TikTok. If you look back at my old TikToks, right? Because listen, when I tell you I'm the #1 EverQuest PvPer on TikTok, I'm serious. I got a history there. I've been doing this. You can look at my old ones, and you can see some of the different experimental formats I've used to try to convert this, Y2K compliant game to a vertical video. You got to get creative. I think this is the best way though. It's, easiest to read, uh, easiest for me to edit. Right? I just got to crop it. That's it. And actually now, Twitch crops them for me. Right? Every clip gets a vertical version too, so I'm ready for it. Which is great. But before it was like complicated. I'd have to like, oh, I need the target's HP window for this one. Let me move that over. Okay, I need my HP window. Let me move that over. Oh, you can't see the buffs, and that's the whole relevant thing that. Let me move that. I'm doing surgery on these videos. It's so much work. But now, perfect. We're just getting started over here. It's only 6:25. Got enough time for probably, let's see, one more, maybe 3 to 4 more rounds of pops here in this zone. But I don't want to just sit around the zone. As fun as it is to wait for, opportunities and opponents and all sorts of op words, um, I think I might go check out what popped in Duck. Have to be good team, Sullen Zek. Nothing else feels right. That's what I'm doing too. Urbanski, we'll be on the same team. Go good guys. You know what I mean? It was an obvious choice to me. Even though I didn't even play in that era with you guys. But it's still like Tree Rat did. And Tree Rat was filling me in on all the the goings ons. So I was you know, in spirit, I was a good guy. And I can't wait to be a good guy. For real. You didn't play Sullen Zek with you. Yeah. Did you play Rallis? I don't remember your history. I just remember when we were playing together in the I call it the golden age of Red, right? It's one way to look at it, right? It was some age. You played on Talonzek, nice. And then Emus. Emus are where it's at these days. Let's face it. Urbanski, were you following any of the lawsuit stuff that was going on this summer between Daybreak Games and one of the Emus? Did you hear about this? This was big news. I was trying to cover this in a gaming journalism capacity. Um, but I'm gonna be honest with you, like it's hard to read these legal documents. I'm not a lawyer. Fuck Daybreak. Yeah, it's okay. You could say that here. This is not um, some space where we tiptoe around the issues. We trample right through it. You don't like Daybreak? Well, I don't think I blame you. I don't think I blame you. They banned me. I don't know for what. I haven't been playing there in a long ass time. I logged in once, uh, several years ago at this point. For I don't know what anniversary they were doing, but it was a free level. I think 100. They were giving away. I think they called them heroics, free heroic character. So I logged in and claimed a free heroic character. I think I got 1 kill with him. I did it on the Zek server. I made a Shadow Knight. I blasted some other free heroic character that I found out in the wild, and I logged off victorious, And then several years later, I'm talking about, oh, you know what? Let's go check out my old gear, Let's go on retail. Let's go on live. See what's going on. I'm banned, Don't know for what. Didn't do anything. So, the process of contacting them to try to get it sorted out, just I don't know if I care. You know, I was really just gonna log in just to look at some stuff on a whim, and any amount of what's it called resistance to that is enough to just make me throw my hands up and walk away. I don't care that much, but yeah, I mean okay, so Daybreak, I think they got the boot on the neck of creativity in a way, but at the same time, I will be devil's advocate here and say they have to protect their IP, right? If some project is trampling over what they own in a disrespectful way and making 6 figures doing it, I can see feeling a certain type of way as the actual IP holder. Yes, I don't think they're in the wrong for that. I think it's unfortunate that we're now in a post THJ world and there's no longer kind of a hope of creativity in EverQuest Emu. Everything has to be cookie cutter, kind of the way it used to be, or nothing, right? There's no new, there's no custom, there's no, that's not allowed anymore. Know this, which is unfortunate. I wish it went a different way, but I kind of see Daybreak's side in that THJ might have flown a little close to the sun. How are you going to make a pay to win server for something you don't There have been hundreds of emu servers manually taking donations or let people buy gear for donations. Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I fully like that. That feels a little strange to me, right? You're basically selling something that's not yours at that point. You know, and I can see where that became a huge issue. Which is funny because if you take everything at face value, it's almost like their lawyers, THJ's lawyers, didn't see how that was an issue, right? It was never mentioned once in any of the filings. Like, there's no money. There's no money involved. It's all this, that, and the third. Look at P99, or actually it's the players that are the criminals, you know, all this stuff. They're pointing fingers everywhere, except the wallet, right? You made a few heroic tours when they first came. There were some gankers beating the hell out of the new heroes. They probably got ganked once or twice at the spawning. Yeah, maybe one of them was me, Yonder Wiley. Like I said, I made that's all I did. In the past probably 15 plus years on retail, I've been on once to do that. It was okay. I had a little bit of fun. Not like a ton of fun. Something. Anyway, I don't know why I'm killing Shadowman. We're just trying to kill some time in between pops. I'm hanging out with you guys, caffeinating. I don't need these Shadowmen. I said I was gonna go check Guck. I'm doing everything but that. It was 85 then, so if I was 100 spawning in. So that's the thing, Yonder Wiley. I don't remember if it was 85 or 100. Those are the two numbers I'm like flip-flopping on. Because it was like... It was probably about 7 years ago. Ish. Whatever the closest heroic giveaway to 7 years ago would be. Whether it was 6 years ago, 8 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, but I feel like it was more than that. Especially since I've been back on P99 for, you know, I'd say more than 3 at this point. It was probably more than that. Maybe. Actually, now it might have been closer to that. Whatever. Eye of Shadow. Hell yeah. Yonder Wiley, you would know it was me because my name was Frock with a bunch of O's and A's, and I was a Froglock. if that happened, yeah, it was me. All right, let's go to Guck real quick. We got time, I think. No, we don't got time to go to Guck. Go to Guck next spawn. Get back to the contested zone. Don't want to be late. Can't be late when I already told you guys what the timer was, right? Be real. But yeah, next goal. I gotta go grab an FBSS. I gave one away. Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest 2025, number 33 for the best palindrome name in Norath, right? Or at least in Grob. And honestly, the turnout for it was amazing. I was expecting, or I should say, I was hoping for a couple people, right? I don't know if I was even expecting a couple people. I was really hoping. And to have such a good turnout there, I gave away the FBSS off my waist. It was still warm when I gave it to the winner, who had the name D-Leveled. What an amazing name. What an amazing palindrome name. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yo Banana Boy is my honorable mention name because I still call my cat Chester Yo Banana Boy because he's kind of, you know, he's like an orangish yellow. He's like kind of blonde, you know, Chester. And he'll like lay on the floor, kind of a banana shape. I'll be like, yo, Banana Boy. Which is, it's funny because I didn't give Yo Banana Boy the FBSS. Who was de-leveled? It was, oh, what was his name? He played a troll. We ran into him outside of Guck. He's in Flowers. His name was like a disease. I can't think of this right now. Who was the one with the disease name? I think it starts with an M. I'm trying to think of diseases that start with M. Meningitis. It was meningitis. Was de-leveled. You know now. Got you. That's just an AKA. Hey, Yonder Wiley. It happens. It happens. You know? I know some red players like to move in strange ways, you know? If that's what you're trying to get at. Okay. Anyways, what we got going on? Yeah. Bone chip? Bone chip. Bone chip? No bone chip. We got a few players online. I bet these two are in Shardock. Right? If I had to put money on it, these two are together in Shardock right now. This guy, obviously, North Freeport trader, Shadow Knight, vendor, merchant. Detoxicant, I don't know. We don't know this one. Possibly in my range. Right? Because these two are 60. I'd say detoxicant must be in my range. Process of elimination. Low 50s. Right? 260s on. 260s. Low 50s. One player between 21 and 30. I'm going to say that's the top name here, right? We could try to figure out the class, detoxicant, through process of elimination, right? Something to do. Something to do while we wait 5 minutes for a pop. There's 2 Shadow Knights online. Me and the vendor. 1 Enchanter online. That would be Ramos, right? Ramos the Chanter. 1 Druid. That would be Black Bart. There's a Shaman. That's probably Detoxicant right there. Shaman. Because I'm pretty sure the Warrior is the first name there. Let's check who all again. Make sure nothing changed. Sometimes I get tricked. I'm trying to figure... Oh, see, we got another player online. Maybe that's not the Warrior. Yonder Wiley says, with the Druid. Yeah, I don't know. I just, whenever I pop into Chardock, I see those two in there. There's nothing that says friends can't log in together or coordinate, you know? I'm not going to make any accusations from here. What do I know? What do I know? If I get bigger clues, I will make some observations. But I try not to make accusations these days, unless I really something, you know, or hear something. My own ears. I don't know. I feel like the best way to find out would be a little PvP, right? 2 people act a lot different than 1 person under pressure, right? You get the pressure on, you can usually tell. I think they should try that on like blue or green, right? They do box checks, the GMs. And from what I hear, it's something like swimming and swimming figure eights or something. Something that would be hard to do twice at the same time. They should just attack players and see how they move. That's how I do it. You know, I'm not a GM, so I can't like dish out any punishment beyond some yellow text. Ideally, but that's how they should do it. I feel like it's a perfect test. I'd be afraid to sit near someone who was AFK. If I was like duoing with somebody that I duoed with all the time, if they're like, I gotta go, to the bathroom or something, I'd be like, you better camp out. I don't want them box checking me while you're in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do in that situation? I feel like that's the classic excuse. But they probably watch, for a while before they do something like that. You saw a box checker too when you were in unrest? Really? Was it recently, Yonder? Why were they doing that? They doing that? We got a couple minutes. I'm just very eagerly swimming around here. 2 minutes waiting for this pop. Real rise and grind, And then I want to try to get a little XP between pops, even if it's just like one dark blue kill. Something, right? It was this year, huh? What you doing playing over there this year? I'm just kidding. Is it fun? You having fun? Are you playing with Goku and stuff? That's cool. EverQuest's always fun with friends. I know you're doing the night shift thing, so like this server, we were just having this conversation. Urbanski was just telling me this. It's the overnight hours in America, the European prime time or whatever. It's not quite popping on this server these days. So, it's quiet on the overnight. And that could be, if you're looking for a nice, authentic EverQuest experience, the way Brad intended. There's a lot of teamwork going on, a lot of collaborative play, cooperative efforts, and even some competitive moments. Sure, all that stuff. You're not getting that without other players. You need the other players there. I understand this. I'll say stuff like the server's thriving, but there's heavy dose of irony. Another placeholder. That's 3 in a row. You say no one's doing shit during your days off. You switch it up after you dink 60 on the necro. Yeah, I mean, we could always plan something out in the swamp too. You know what I mean? Um, I know we have. There's a lot of flowers that just want to be invited, just want to be included, and not abused. Right? There's a fine line between including flowers and abusing flowers. Right? As long as you're down to include flowers and not abuse flowers, there's a lot of eager players that are willing to, you know, make plans, log in, do stuff. I'm not saying you were abusing flowers. I don't know the specifics of what went down that day, but that one's dead. Gotta note the time again. Time is almost time to refill my coffee. You know what's funny? I'm out of creamer. I'm fully out. I thought I had enough for today. I had enough for the first mug today. And by enough, I mean I got some amount into the into the mug. I don't like drink it light or anything like that. I just put a little splash of creamer. I think I had 3/4 of a splash left for my mug. So this next mug, the last mug of the pot, gonna be just straight up. I don't put sugar in it. I just put a little bit of creamer. No more creamer, so straight up. Gamelet came out in September. Oh, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about Monsters and Memories? Or are you talking about There's been a lot of distractions this year. Let's be honest. We got new Diablo 2 ladder just started. There's Monsters and Memories doing playtests now and then. There's Ashes of Creation goes on Steam early access today, right? I heard about that from a YouTube comment. Or no, it was a Facebook comment. Somebody asked me if I was doing it, and it hadn't been on my radar. I didn't even know what that is. I had to look it up. That's some game that's pretty anticipated. That's today. So as if we didn't have enough distractions, there's another one. Even Megabonk, I feel like was a huge draw this year. And we only got so much gaming time a day, right? Us, you know, aging EverQuest enjoyers. Gotta make time. Gotta make time. That's why I'm up at 6 a.m. every Thursday, because that's, it will squeeze it in, and my life is better because of it. Let's say it. I'm straight up say it. Like, starting to do a steady Thursday morning EverQuest stream has been one of the most, personally rewarding things I've done as far as, it sets me up for success. I get up so early. I get caffeinated, I get ready, and then by the time I gotta go face the real day, I've already defeated Norath. I've already walked all over it. You know what I mean? Earth is no match. No match. So, anyway, cheers to that. It's the last of the tasty mug. That's a weird mug. It has like a round hole at the top, but it's a square mug. So it has like a ledge around the like a lid ledge. It's weird. A little awkward to drink. But not as awkward as the SpongeBob mug. That one's extremely awkward, but I love it. Alright, let's see. We go refill the coffee. We're just getting started over here, so don't go too far, okay? We're gonna have a lot of exciting action. I said I want to get some XP going this in between. I think if we dive on into Guck real quick, probably kill a Zalgul or maybe even a Dar. Something like that. Real quick, get in, get out, get back here in time. That's the goal. I'm not playing the Bard. When I play the Bard, I do this easily, right? Run from this pop, that pop, across the world, and then back in time for this pop. The Bard makes it look easy. This is the old-fashioned way. We got J-Boots, Brad bless it, though. Without J-Boots, not be possible. I gotta check the weather. It was really cold week, but yesterday it kind of warmed up a little bit. Enough that the frozen ground started to thaw out and become like mud. Fun. Fun. But hey, it could be worse. Could be snowing. Just below freezing. And windy. Ugh. I'm not saying to my friend named Windy. I'm saying that to the weather report saying windy. That's the last weather I want. I'd rather a nice calm rain. Straight down. No, it's miserable, but better than windy. Come on. Let's get started here. I can't believe that this weekend is going to be Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest 2025 number 50. That's a big 50. That's 50 Sundays in a row this year. And if you're doing the math on that, let me help you out. I'm batting 1,000. I haven't missed one. We're on quite the streak. Because the streak even continues into 2024. I don't know how long I've been going. Well over a year straight. So we're gonna celebrate number 50 for 2025. It's gonna be the biggest, baddest, best EverQuest stream I've ever done. I'm telling you now. There's no way it's not gonna be. It's number 50. It has to be. big number. And then we'll only have a couple left for the year. And then, you know, we'll look back on Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest 2025 fondly because that'll be done. You know, no more Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest 2025. We'll have to call it the Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest 2026. You know, because I'm saying 5,000 years of EverQuest. All right, we ain't stopping. Love this game. Peek at the Shadow Man. I was gonna grab my coffee. There's a bunch of stuff I said I was doing here. Grab my coffee. And I try to beeline towards it, aka run up a tree. Wish me luck. I'll be right back. We'll see if we make it to Guck while I'm filling my coffee. Oh, Mike wasn't muted, huh? You hear me? I told you I called him Nugget Man, and no, he won't sit with me. He will not sit with me. Or no, you gotta quote the infamous. Oh, Mike was on, huh? Camera was on too, huh? No. What's he say? Mike was on the whole time. You don't know what I'm talking about. That's probably good. Keep it that way. Let's get into Upper Guck and then Lower Guck. So last time I was here in Upper Guck, I ran through last night and I seen a what's it called? Summoner. See the Squire. Squire without a fork, he could stay up. Right? I feel like that's okay. Brad bless. Anybody who comes into Guck and steals the Squire neck, you know, you earned it. You earned it. The Summoner, though, this is a protected royal pixel. You know, this is not for just anybody to grab. This is approved Guck visitors only. Anyway. Fire engulfs me. Can we actually get the drop? Of course, every time I'm in here, I get the lens of glowing amber, my least favorite item in all of EQ. And today is no exception. What is up with this? Why doesn't it stack? Ah, so annoying. Anyways, I've been letting a lot of those rot lately. No, brazier. I've heard. I was watching a documentary about like it's like ancient Rome or something like that. And anyway, they showed somebody using a brazier, which was some sort of like it's like an incense burner thing, and that's how it was pronounced. And they showed the word written out, and it's the drop, right? That potion that the summoner drops, the thing that I called the brazier of elemental summoning. Apparently, it's not brazier. This whole time, it's been brazier, like Frasier, but with a bray. Yeah, that's a brazier. The brazier of elemental summoning. I might just keep calling it brazier. The brazier of elemental summoning is funnier to me. You know, just like I say chitlin armor instead of chitin, right? I've been... Oh shit, these guys still hate me, huh? Well, killing one ain't gonna make it any better, so I'm doing it. Brazier. Remember Frasier? Zilkaril! You watched my TikTok, the recent gut kill? Was there more to the story? You don't get why that person was so upset. So, no, you saw the whole thing, right? I logged in. I found them, and I killed them. That was it. There was no teleporting. There was no hacking. There was no trash talk. It was just, it was crazy. So there, the full context, Zilkril, is sometime last year, I believe. Maybe it was this year. They say it was 3 months ago, but maybe that wasn't me. Maybe they were here 3 months ago, but I think it was longer ago. If it was me, I killed that same player in this same zone, and they raged the fuck out. And they said a lot of stuff. They talked about quitting, and then they got their corpse. Right? They did not quit. They went and got their corpse. Um, but they did rage out in OOC, and it was funny. I probably Silk Roll. There's probably a TikTok of that one too. Knowing me, we could try to dig it up later, but it was a while ago. Anyway, I'm playing on. I was on Buckaroo. I was trying to find Quillmane. See if the placeholder was easily findable, and I check who all, and I see the same name, and I never would have remembered if they didn't do a hilarious rage out OOC crash out last time. So let me get on Nui, let me get to Guck, and I missed them. They were already gone by the time I closed in. But I saw what camp they were at. Stuff was down, so I knew exactly where they were gonna be. So it was, I didn't know exactly, but I knew roughly where they'd be, somewhere near that camp. That's the full context, honestly. I only uploaded that kill because of the crash out. It was not like I know, as always, whenever I post PvP clips like on Facebook, I will get some sort of, let's call it a negative reaction, right? I might lose some previous followers, or I might get some like some sort of poo-pooing on it, whatever. It's not for them, right? It's for my friends that enjoy that stuff. It's what I do it for. But anyway, I didn't respond, but if I did respond, I would have said, it was because of the crash out. I'm not like proud of the kill. Like it was very easy. If you couldn't tell by the whole, everything about it, it was very easy. It took like a couple seconds to do. Job of the Fox, what's going on? Hey, we got one of the pillars of the community here. Job of the Fox. Hey, it's almost Fox season. We might get a little Jabba EQ action. So maybe, I'm hoping. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. We're just getting started over here. It's Thursday rise and grind. I got the rest of my coffee pot here. So hey, I know it's not early morning there, but it's early morning here. Cheers. Got my Minecraft mug. Trying to figure out whether angry happens on Quorum. People in the PvP instance get so angry when PvP. Silk Road's a tale as old as time, and it's hilarious. You're starting to see why I do it. This is why I do it, Why I share it is to find old friends. We found and new friends. But why I do it is for the reaction it gets, If this other player, the player in question, had not reacted so outrageously the first time I ever saw them, like I said a while ago, I killed them in this zone. They crashed the fuck out. That was funny. So I remembered them. When I saw the name again, I was like, yes, let's go. I can't get there fast enough. You know what I mean? If that had never happened, I don't know if I ever would have even logged off of my Ranger, right? I was doing something else. I was busy. Yeah, but it's funny. It's like the Streisand effect, right? People want to not get PvP'd so bad that it's just gonna make it happen even more, right? Not the way it works. You've had accusations, shifted site, someone that gates and camps out. Now you set your bind paint. They gate, you gate. Yonder Wiley, that's diabolical. I love it. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Advanced EverQuest. But yeah, we're just getting started over here. It's a terrific day. Ran back into one of my old friends from the earlier days of Red. I'm gonna keep this powerful pixel warm for them. I'm gonna put this to good use. I got I'm well adjusted to the task. I was well adjusted before, but I'm much more well adjusted now, right? That's the name of the Shadow Knight. If you don't get this reference here, yes, well adjusted. One of my most powerful Shadow Knights that's parked in Guck currently, right? Straight up, call it what it is. One of the most powerful. Powerful pixel. It's a little pre-nerf, baby. Keep it nice and warm. Click it feverishly. You know what? I might even stop using the earring as such a ready click, right? My 4 is my go-to refresh, right? When I'm casting my stuff. I like to go to number 4. I might put the invis at number 4 just to keep it that much more handy. I use wads, right? Here, I like to give you guys little inside views into why I do what I do, right? So I got my left hand at the wads. 1, 2, 3, 4, very close. 5, 2. These are very close hotkeys. Those are always my most important hotkeys on every loadout. I got to keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Anything 6, 7, 8, 9. You might see me clicking this with the mouse more often than I'm moving my left hand or taking my right hand to hit these hotkeys. What zone is this? The dude, it's called Lower Guck. Ever hear of it? We're just getting started over here. I know you're a Guck enjoyer. I'm having a terrific day. You know what? I almost forgot what I'm doing though. We gotta skedaddle back over to the spot. There's pixels to be checked, camps to be inspected. Shit, I don't know if I can make it in time. So, let me adjust, right? Let's make a little quick switch over. Or you know what? Might seem crazy, but how about this? The dude, you gotta spend potions to make potions. How about that? I got it like that. Sometimes it's worth it when I'm running behind schedule. It's worth it to just burn one. A little behind schedule. I was thinking about switching to the Bard because I was like, the Bard could make it back here quick enough. But I'm like, yeah, the Bard's gonna have to burn a potion. If I'm burning a potion, I need burn a potion. I need room to loot another one. This is true. I saw. Okay, I was talking about this last time I was streaming. I was describing how I don't want to say argued with, but I had participated in a conversation in the P99 Discord. And I don't usually do that because it's such a negative and toxic space, really. It's not like the swamp, right? You want to be in a positive, uplifting, inclusive, and totally rad Discord. You join the swamp. Anyway, I'm in the P99 Discord, And these guys are like just dabbing on red, like, oh, red's so dead. Blah, blah. All these like people that don't play red, just for some reason making it a conversation. And I popped in. I'm like, hey, did you know that Rogan spends as much bandwidth and time on red as he does green? You know, just to read between the lines on that one. I didn't want to say much. I did say that. But anyway, what's my point here? They're trying to like circle jerk about how red sucks or whatever, and one of their talking points is that they have PvP too. It's called Pixel Denial. Okay, that's PvP. As if we don't have that here, right? Like, this is EverQuest. It's a whole server. The whole world of Norath is right here. All the NPCs. For some reason, some of the drops work a little different on red, right? I don't know what's up with Golem wands having a cast time, etc., etc. That's a little weird, but hey, my point is, it's a full server, and everything you do there, we can do here, but we also PvP each other, you know? So it's like, why do you gotta look down on us so much? It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I was in a good mood that day, so I don't want you to think I was in there, like, angry arguing, because I was in a great mood.
Fartatron subscribed to your channel for 28 months.
Shit, Fartotron, what's going on? I gotta get you a 2-year badge. Did I make a 2-year badge yet? That's craziness. Thank you. Thank you for that sub. Hey, listen, with your support, we're gonna make this the best EverQuest stream I can make it. Especially in 2026. That's my year, baby. Only slackers play red. This is true. This is true. We struggle with the basic mechanics. And we sometimes we do. You didn't sub? You got hacked, buddy. I don't know. Maybe it was like resubbed in between streams, so it wanted to play the sound now. Or maybe there's I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, Farotron, but listen, I'm thanking you anyway, so just take it. Just take the thank. Does this thing see invis or something? Did I kill that? Okay, I killed that. Let's note the time. Red's the VIP server. Only the strong survive, you know? That's what they don't get. They see the low pop and they say it's dead. Listen, low pop, actually, I would say, is probably a pretty sign that it's too live. You know what I mean? Like, we, you don't think people want to play this? There's lots of people that want to play this. It is what it is. You know, a fresh red would be the magic freaking potion. You know, you would see some stuff you'd never seen before. Anyways, let's go. I want to see at least one named pop today. I'm at -1 potion. If anybody's counting Chewy's Kazakh Thule gains today, we're at -1 potion. But it's okay. It's okay because we're just gonna start over here. We got like a whole hour. Real men play on purple. See, that's okay. So I know there's a lot of talk about what to do with old red, right? You start a new red. Oh, you can merge. I don't give a shit. Wipe it clean. That's just my opinion, you know. I know I don't speak for everybody. Wipe it clean, you know. Just you don't even need to worry about merging shit. Just give us a fresh red, please. And let me get my name back too. Yeah, that's on the band account, which is fucked up. It didn't do nothing. The travesty. I did a wonderful little path here, right? I'm like, I don't want to pull the champion this time. Let me do this. I pulled the champion. You're just talking out your butt. Hey, Kentucky, I appreciate talking out of anything. You know? Purple. I was assuming you meant purple would be the result of merging red and blue, which I've heard is an option, right? And by option, I don't want you to think it's like it was presented as an option by the devs or anything. Or Rogan came up with this. No, this is options players have pondered on. I say wipe it clean. You know, save that bandwidth, save that headache. You know, just hit the button. Hit the button. All the extra ones you got during the extended plus 50%. I'm still in pause. Oh, the dude, my bag's overfloweth with all this stuff. I just didn't want to be late. It was worth it to burn one to just not be late. What did I get done in Guck though? I'm like, oh yeah, I want to get to Guck. I want to do some stuff. Did I kill anything? I killed the gargoyles maybe? Is that what I did? When I get in a chatty mood, you know, like this, like I'm just chatting it up. I'm kind of on autopilot on the EQ if you can't tell, you know? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I did. I don't know what's going on. I'm just chatting, sipping coffee. Got one hand on the keyboard. I don't like fighting this thing in this room right now. Not going well for me. Lost my haste. Lost my J boots. Like I said, I'm on autopilot. Right, that's more like it. I had the free Deadeye item, right, from the Shadow Man, the one charge of it. I picked it up, and then I clicked it to bag it, and my bags were full, and it dropped, and I didn't care. I was like, whatever. I could cast Deadeye. Right now, I literally can't, right? I would catch aggro from the room if I sat, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm far enough, but I don't want to chance that. I don't want to chance that. I do want to mend my Deadeye. I don't think I want to chance that. Once this thing's dead. So. Got a little XP. Hey, mission accomplished. Deadeye. Alright. I gotta get some sort of you know, it'd be nice. You know, it'd be nice to get the same chest Nui has. That might be my next on the agenda for well adjusted. I know I was talking. It must have been Tuesday, my last stream. I played a little EverQuest for a change on Tuesday. And I was talking about my goals for well adjusted. Right. Let's add that to the list. I want to get the you know, it's like pre-epic or something. I don't know what you want to technically call it, but it's the breastplate and the earring, like Head of the Valiant, Will of Interrupt or some shit. It's good shit. Really good stuff. I don't remember. No, Will of Interrupt is the epic, right? It's Will of something or something. So it's a cool chest. Is my point. That'd be a nice upgrade. I'm wearing enameled black chest plate. It's spooky looking, right? It's black. People see this and say, "Shit, he's not fucking around." But it's it dropped off of a frog lock. Pretty cool. Classic as hell. The whole items. Yeah. You gotta do the mimics to get the keys. Then do the, or one key. Mimic to get the key. Or mimics, because it's not 100% drop rate. Then, fighting a mummy or something. It's been a while. It's been a long while. I think that's the mummy fight. I did it on Nui. Never did it on Chewy. You know? Swamp Dad in the zone. Oomst. Oomst of y'all. Swamp Dad. Will of Innie's curse. Okay. Zilkrow, thank you for that. Zilkrow, we gotta play some EQ again sometime. What are you doing Sunday? You want to get into a little Swamptacular Splash Fest with me if you got some time on Sunday? I want to get a good group going. I would love to see multiple groups, to be honest. That's my dream. Not necessarily in a raid capacity, or although that could be fun too, but Like imagine like a crew grinding some low levels and then a crew nearby doing like a higher level thing. Mimic, then the rats, then back to the mummy and the crew. Yeah, that's what it was, the dude. Thank you. Yeah, you gotta go to the rat jail. I love the rat jail. It's like my favorite camp in that zone. It's just once you get it broken, because of course splitting it could be a little iffy, a little dicey. Um, Once you get it split, oh, it's a beautiful little spot. Could stop and talks for some turn, and oh yeah, yeah. The hardest part, right? Leg work. It's not that far, luckily. It's all same continent. Could be worse. Um, One time we did it with flowers, and I had what I considered a good idea at the time. In hindsight, it didn't work out. It's just one of those things that was a little too much. And it, honestly, that pit stop is Kara Isle, right? It's not even Tox. It's like you got to go all the way out there. You haven't been playing anything. Press a move and everything in flux. Oh shit, dude. Well, good luck with the move. You got any stuff in place yet, or are you still in the boxing up process? I have a friend that just has been doing that too for the past few weeks. So, hey, listen, we've missed you. We've missed you. Don't think we haven't been missing you. But, you know, moving in the winter around here sucks, right? Northeast, moving in the winter complicates things. SoCal, though, I feel like that's probably the best time to move. You're not going to be dealing with the heat. So, you know, cheers to that. I've never been there, but I imagine it's got to be hot. Boxing everything up. POD's coming tomorrow. Snowing like crazy. That's what I'm talking about. It's like it always like you can't move in the winter here without it snowing. It's you're gonna get hit. It's just like a fact of nature. I bet where you're at, you got that lake effect snow, right? I only catch like tail end of that type of stuff. That's more of like a boogeyman we hear about from far away. Lake effect snow. Ooh, and it looks crazy. You guys get a lot of snow. Like if it, when other places are getting lake effect snow, it's like feet, right? That's what they call lake effect snow. We get like a dusting randomly, and we're like, oh, there's that lake effect snow. It's like a different thing. You know, we get the nor'easters. Those are the ones that hit us instead. Those aren't necessarily fun, but overall, you know, I don't know if it's climate change or what. I feel like it's just hasn't been too bad as it used to be. But what do I know? I'm a EverQuest enjoyer. You know, that's an indoor activity. Here in North Buffalo, not as bad as the South Town. Still a bunch of snow. Yeah, I bet. I remember um went up that way one time. As a young child, I barely remember it. But looking back, the year would have coincided with the Buffalo Wing craze, right? It was probably like 1992. So I think that's why my parents went up that way. They had to see what all the fuss was about, right? As everybody did in 1992. I think that's what year it was. 'Cause I remember that it's a pretty random spot for a vacation destination. Crazy that gets even colder. In Canada gets like -30, right? Like I try not to go too overboard with my uh you know, my shivering. And whenever I get cold, I try to think about how much worse it could be because yeah, I'm in a pretty mild locale compared. You never liked buffalo sauce, Yonder Wiley? It's pretty good. I think it's pretty. It's got its place. It's got its place. You know what I don't necessarily care for? I'll go ahead and say it. Buffalo chicken pizza. I feel like a buffalo chicken pizza is a miss more often than it's a hit. You know, I know a lot of my friends growing up would always want, like, if we're all ordering a pizza, chipping in and ordering a pizza, I'd always get outvoted. It would always be buffalo chicken. I never thought that was, you know what I mean? Something about it, like the chicken's not meant to be cooked like that on the pizza. You know what I mean? Like it didn't. It would come out like too tough or something like that, or just maybe they're using like all. Maybe it's. I would assume you'd have to like pre-cook it at least a little. Maybe they're overdoing it, just like drying it out with the second cook or whatever is going on. It never came out good. I worked at a pizza place. I never got to the bottom of that. You love beef on wick, unique to the Buffalo area. I'm gonna go ahead and admit I've never heard of it. So must be unique to that area. On weck, huh? What's weck? I don't know what wick is either. I know what a candle wick is, and I read it as if it was like, oh, beef on wick, sure. I'm even more confused. I'd love to hear about this. We got some local delicacies here too. Roast beef sandwich with a salty ass bun. Hey, nice. Love some good roast beef. Around here, there's a local delicacy. Um, I'm not too far outside of the very small circle where you will find um steamed burgers, right? Steamed cheeseburgers, steamed hamburgers. They're delicious. If you've never had one, love them. It's a strange, you know what I mean? It's a different way of preparation. Like it doesn't come out the same as a grilled burger, right? It doesn't really have any sort of crust to it. It's a very soft thing. The cheese kind of puffs up, like it's crazy. Like it's an experience, very local experience. Um, Farnotron says, "Who's the man? Who's the boss? Who's the SK that paid the cost? I don't really give a damn because I ain't the one who's gonna take the loss." Thank you, Fardotron. The patty and the bun are steamed. Yeah, I think it is. I think they steam them separate and then assemble it all. The bun might get a little bit of a toast depending on where you're at, but I'm not even sure. I feel like the spot that I used to go to a lot. Um, I haven't been in a while, and now now I want to go back. I feel like the spot that I used to go to didn't really toast the bun, but they might have. But like the whole thing comes out pretty soft, but it's good. Like the flavor is like kind of, but it's changed. It's like I don't know. It's really good, really good. Not too far away from where the original hamburger is. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I've never been. I've never been to Louis' Lunch, where the hamburger was invented, supposedly. I hear you're not allowed to ask for condiments or anything there. They give it to you the way they give it to you, and that's the way you got to eat it. Anything else, you'll be, I don't know, beat up and dragged out into the street or something. I've never been. I'm kind of intimidated. I would just eat it like they gave me. I don't want no trouble. Um, but you know, it's like a historic curiosity more than it's like known for like, oh, this is so banging, you got to try this. It's more like this is the way it used to be when it was invented. You know, as far as I could tell. I'm not trying to besmirch some 100+ year old establishment, okay? Especially one I've never been to. I'm pretty sure that's the deal. But yeah, now I kind of want to try this salty ass bun you're talking about. Beef and weck. Um, the Hartford area has ranch houses, right? That's a local delicacy that I never really hear talked about. I've never been to one though. They flag you in the streets if you try to modify it. Yeah, something like that. Like just don't even try it. Is what I hear. whatever that means. Don't even try modify. Don't even ask. Just no. Just take the thing and thank them and get out of there. Anyways, I did mark down the time and we're getting close to it. I was able to just swim around and there's a wing place. If you ask for ranch, they give you another blue cheese. Nice. Very nice. Buffalonians are anti-ranch. Yeah, it's funny. So I know something I've learned is ranch was the name of a place, right? There was a place that like made a dressing of their own, and other places tried to imitate it, and they call it ranch style. So I think that's what I mean. It's kind of interesting that we still call it this mix specifically after like some place. It's Hidden Valley Ranch, right? Not just that's the thing. Yeah, thank you, Splendid Genesis. You were typing it as I'm trying to remember this correctly. It was something that blew my mind. That's what Hidden Valley Ranch was the name of the place, and now we kind of like associate Hidden Valley with just like general whatever, and Hidden Valley Ranch we think of as like two separate descriptors, right? It's ranch. Oh, it's the Hidden Valley Ranch. No, once upon a time there was Hidden Valley Ranch, and other people made ranch style, short for Hidden Valley Ranch style, right? Interesting. Yeah, so Sponge Genesis, I'm glad you came in with this because I was so close, right? It was at the tip of my tongue. I'm like trying to like relate some info that I thought was interesting, but I'm missing. I'm swinging and missing. You had to come in and save me with that. Thank you. Moldy cheese. You don't like moldy cheese? The dude, blue cheese has mold in it. I know. I say that all the time. Um, I always think that's funny to say. Yeah, Hidden Valley Ranch in Alaska. Yeah, it's crazy. It was such a hit that they started like mailing. I think you could like order the seasoning packet from them or something, and they did like a mail. Right? Am I remembering this? I must have seen some like Food Channel explains it. You know what I mean? Maybe Mark Summers taught me. Love that guy. Since the Double Dare days, super sloppy. All right, anyway, we got a couple minutes till a pop here. Literally 2 minutes. Swimming, maybe get a skill up. Haven't seen a single player in the zone. Last Thursday, that was the one where I just logged in and killed somebody, right? On stream. Maybe they figured out this is not a good day and time to be here, right? Bad day for my ops. I'm here. Bad day to be a steel golem. Anyways. Let's see what we see. Oh, oh, oh! Bad day to be steel golem. Gotta make that, make some gains today. Hidden Valley Ranch style and carrots. Kinda nice when you pair Hidden Valley Ranch style with chicken wings. Just don't feel as good. Yeah, Yonder Wiley, I know what you're saying. Like, not all wings are created equal. Not all wing flavorings are created equal, I think. But sometimes it's the most out there ones that'll really surprise you. You ever have any kind of like what I would call dessert wings? This is something I tried several years ago now. Honestly, I was probably still playing Red in the before times, right? That's how long ago it was. I went to a place, um, a little dive bar that was known for its wings, and they had some crazy stuff on the menu. And the people I was with was like, you got to try this, you got to try that, you got to try that. So anyway, we got a bunch of the most out there, what I would consider the most out there flavorings in the world for wings. Peanut butter and jelly wings, s'mores wings. I don't remember some of the other ones, you know what I mean? Some of the other ones were more basic flavors or whatever. But I remember those two. And I remember thinking, like, this doesn't sound good. But it was. Somehow it worked. It was nuts. Anyway, +1 wand. I'm a little freaking scuffed up after that fight. Gotta be careful. You know? People are too hard on ranch. Dipping moss sticks and burgers and ranch, you don't get it. Okay, burger and ranch I kind of like. That I kind of like, but only if it's the only condiment on it. I don't want to mix ketchup, mustard, and ranch. I don't think that ain't Christian, you know. Um, but I can see ranch on a burger. I could. You'd give chocolate wings a try, you guys, or some sort of honey. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Don't rule it out. Don't rule it out. You're not the biggest fan of sweet wings, but you like super spicy Zilkro. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Okay, I had some really super duper spicy tendies one time, and it kind of ruined it for me. I used to be like hunting the spiciest ever, right? For real. Anything that said it was super duper spicy, I was trying it, you know, because I kind of liked it. I'd had some crazy spicy peppers once. I had a friend that worked at a restaurant, or actually he worked at the restaurant, but also his mom worked at the restaurant, and his mom hooked us up with some crazy spicy peppers one time. They were, I don't know what they were, scorpions or something, whatever. So I had like busted up my taste buds pretty early on some messed up peppers. But I went to this one tendies place and I got their hottest tendies and it was too much. It like ruined. I felt like sick. Like I was like ill for like the next day from how spicy this shit was. I think they were trying to punish me for daring to order the spiciest. Like it wasn't natural. Like I think they used like the extract, right? You know what I mean? Like it was too much of that extract or something. Like I was hurting. So since then I've been a little like uneasy as far as like I don't know if I want the spiciest. I'll take the second spiciest. I feel like people are overdoing it. But that's just my opinion, I guess. I used to be going for the spiciest possible, and I'd be like, this ain't even hot to me. You know what I mean? Um, you like slaw on your burgie with a tomato Kentucky? That's interesting. Mustard and barbecue on a burger, pretty good. The dude, yeah, sure, that's an interesting one. I like I like a little barbecue on the burger. Like I think the first time I ever had that was the rodeo cheeseburger at Burger King. Used to love that. Now I enjoy the rodeo burger, right? Because they charge too damn much for a slice of cheese. I'm petty. I'm the worst. I admit this. You feel like I get kind of high if it's spicy enough. Definitely not so much that you enjoy the taste as much as the experience. Yeah, there goes Zilkro. It's something. There's something about spicy stuff if it's good. If it's good. I used to really like tasting the different flavors of the different peppers and stuff like that, you know. And something I definitely experienced was that so remember like a few years ago, it was probably like there was that YouTube show or whatever, right, where people are eating hot stuff. It was probably around that era. Spicy stuff was like popular. You'd see spicy this and spicy that and Carolina Reaper this and you know what I mean? Like so many of those were not what they claimed, right? It was very disappointing. If you were actually looking for spicy stuff during that era, I feel like so many of the things were like mislabeled, like totally overselling their spice levels, right? And does anybody else feel this? It was like fake out spicy. And I think that's why I got complacent and ordered the spiciest possible tendies because it was like, I thought I could handle it. All right, we're still at negative. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're still at -1 potion. We're at +1 wand. Sit here. All right. Spice high like Homer in the chili cook-off. Yeah, there you go. Kentucky, you like a chili dog topped with cheese and slaw, diced tomato, and mustard. Is that like a local thing, putting slaw on everything, or is that like you do that? I feel like I like the sound of it. You like hot, but you want to taste the food. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if they're doing the capsaicin extract or whatever, that's cheating, right? And there's no flavor to that. You know, they're I guess hot is a flavor, but it's just heat for heat. You know, it's not really adding anything positive the way, a nice pepper does. Like some of these peppers are kind of delicious. If you can tolerate the heat, you get the flavor as a reward. That's the way I used to look at it. In the South, slaw is popular. Okay, fair enough. So I've had slaw on pulled pork sandwiches from like a southern style place, but um, and I liked that. That's the only time I've ever had it. 'Cause up here, it's not really the way we do it. I guess slaw is good. You usually have it on the side. Yeah, that's more the way we have it here, right? Like coleslaw is not unheard of, but it's usually on the side. But I can see it being good on other stuff too. But I'm also very uncultured, right? I don't travel much. I've been some places, but not often and not recently. So, I could speak strongly on a subject and be totally wrong too. People who chase the heat don't do it for taste. Genetics, their receptors don't feel the heat, get a dopamine hit. That's interesting on Beheld. That's interesting. I wonder if that's why I was doing it. I must have got some sort of little dope. Splengenesis says slaws hit or miss up here. Yeah. Yeah. There's some slaws I wouldn't want to put anywhere near a nice finished, uh, you know, burger or dog. Right? Too watery. You're gonna end up like soaking your bun. You know what I mean? It's not like some gonna soak right through it. Oh, the dude just said, "Do you hate soggy buns so you can't put on a sandwich?" Yeah, you must be from a place like you make a gumbo that'll make you cry, but you taste the food. You make a potato salad and rice to go with it. Hey, that sounds like a good combo. Something to cool you off after. Silk Roll, you don't think you don't know if it's genetic. You used to think sriracha and hot Cheetos were too spicy. I think you could build tolerance. You know what? When I was a kid, I remember having it was probably like a jalapeno at a Wendy's salad bar. You remember Wendy's salad bars? I do this all the time, freely. I come out here, nobody asks, but I like date myself, right? I'd say some stuff that like you got to be at least this old to remember, right? Remember Wendy's salad bars? Anyway, I remember, you know, my parents were like giggling, like, "Hey, try this," and I tried a pepper. I was like, you know what I mean? It like definitely the first time I tried it, it was very spicy. And I think it was a jalapeno, which is funny. The Wendy's baked potato bar. Oh my gosh, Shmona, Wendy's baked potatoes like so good. What a great bargain they were for a long time too. Like you went in there hungry. I don't know. I would say on a cold day, right? Nothing like a baked potato on a cold day. Like it's just gonna fill you up so much better than an equivalent order of fries. You know what I mean? Oof. What a good memory. Wendy's. Dave Thomas, had a good thing going. He was doing it right. R.I.P. I don't want to say they went off the rails because they're still Wendy's is still pretty good. You know, I feel like in the post-pandemic world, we'll never see another salad bar, and until we forget about pandemics, right? I don't know how long that takes. About 90 years, something like that. Once we forget about pandemics,
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
we can go back to having salad bars again. I don't know. It's just my opinion. Build the placeholder, right? Did I kill this placeholder, or did I just look at it? I really don't remember. I'm on autopilot. Have I tried a loaded baked potato but added chili? Yeah, yeah. Wendy's chili, like they still got that right. I like square burgers. Something about a square burger, like cool little novelty. You know, you can't hate on Wendy's. They're still good. Um, I get I get really good service at a local Burger King. They've been my favorite. I don't like to go get fast food too often. It's too expensive. You know what I mean? Like I'm not I'm not a rich man. I'm not. I want to save up and upgrade my chain one of these days. And I'm not going to do that if I eat fast food all the time. So, um, like to mix and match. The free Frosties all year. I did not get that promo, Yonder Wiley. I do remember thinking about it. A lot of these places do like these kind of subscription program stuff now, which is interesting. If you're loyal enough, they do reward you, right? You can, I think Panera did some sort of like free drink card or whatever it was. Like if you know what I mean, you're close enough to one, or you go to one, like you work in a plaza with one or something. I could see that paying off. You buy the card once for the year or the month or whatever it was, and then load up. But me, I'm not consistent enough. I'm consistent on EverQuest, right? I'm consistent on Twitch. I'm consistent on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm trying to be consistent on all that stuff. But hey, listen, that's a lot of stuff. It doesn't leave me so much time to be consistent with my food habits or whatever. I like to mix and match too. Wendy's Frosty, McDonald's fries, Burger King Whopper. The dude says, yeah, we used to do stuff like that when I was younger. Um, and, you know, it's a combination of the prices were lower, and when you don't have all the crushing bills, you got more disposable income as a teen or whatever. We would spend so much of our night drive-through hopping, right? Go to this spot, go to that spot, go to that spot, get all the stuff. I remember going to I'd go to McDonald's just to get one of their dip sauce. I forget what it was. They don't have it anymore. It's like spicy mustard or something. It was the McDonald's spicy mustard. I like to dip my Burger King nuggets in. You know what I mean? Like this is the kind of stuff I couldn't imagine spending my time doing now. You know, this is teenager behavior for sure. McDonald's phone app has crazy deals, 35% off your order. A lot of these phone apps are great. I'm going to admit, I have not been to a Mickey D's in a very long time. Very long time. The last time I went, I didn't, I like, I like quit, right? And then, I guess you could call a relapse or whatever, but I had this craving and I was like, let me go get a little McDonald's. It's been a while. It's been a long while. It's been like years. And I went to McDonald's. It just didn't hit for me the way it used to. So it's been easy. You know, I've kind of just been done with it. It could just be a local issue, right? Like not all locations are created equal for all these places, really, you know. You can have a good Burger King and a bad Burger King in the same town even. But McDonald's, yeah, it's been literal years for me. I miss the McDonald's of my youth, and I feel like I've been missing that, even when I was still eating it. It wasn't hitting the way it used to. Maybe it's something they put in it, you know? Chase the dragon, if you will. You live in a small town, you have McD's, Taco Bell, a Lee's, and a Hardee's. Not much to choose from. Yeah, I only know about Hardee's because I had a friend who moved down south and worked at one when we were younger, you know what I mean? So I heard of that. I've never been to a Lee's. You do Firehouse subs and Five Guys. Oh, Five Guys is delicious. The dude, that's like my favorite, uh, burger from out. That's a special occasion though. Hardy's breakfast is fire. You're disappointed with fast food 90% of the time, Zilkrill. You think it's gotten objectively worse over the last 10 years? Yeah, Zilkrill, that's kind of been my. It's not just the quality of the food, but it's the quality of the service and the accountability of the companies. That's my soapbox that nobody wants to hear today, really. Let's you know, I'm such a Karen. I want to speak to the manager. It's hard when they don't even like let you inside anymore, right? People got, they were able to just like shut down their lobbies and only have the drive-through and only let like only serve one car at a time and not even take the next person's order. You know what I mean? Like they got used to this, you know, the kind of pandemic era rules for that, and some of these are still doing it. They're still like quarantine zones. You're not allowed inside. If you're allowed inside, you'd be able to, say, hey, what the fuck? I paid for 3 tacos and you gave me 1 taco and it's not even the right one. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. You can't even do that anymore. Anyways, you already know who I'm talking about when I bring up tacos. I'm like still so mad. I'm very petty. Have I tried Culver's? I've never been to a Culver's. Fried cheese curds. They got that at Dairy Queen. Fried cheese curds. I like the taste of them. I hate the name of them. I know it's not like they didn't invent the name. Like that's like been the name. Just something about that does not sound appealing to me. It took me a long time to actually try it, just because the name. Something about like curds, as in like curdled. Yeah, exactly as in curdled, right? That's like the process of cheese. I don't want to see behind the scenes of cheese. You know what I mean? I love cheese. Let's keep it that way. Start telling me blue cheese got mold in it and it's all curdled and stuff like that. I'm gonna start getting like feeling a certain way. That's just me. I am admittedly silly like that though. I'd say up here, at least, we're in like a chicken era, right? Like all the places that are coming in are like chicken spots, right? There's like a Dave's Hot Chicken. There's like a Nashville Hot Chicken. There's like, all these new chicken spots have been opening up in the past few years. And a lot of them are pretty good. I've never been to the Dave's or the Nashville or what's the other one? Churches or something. No, is that what it's called? Something. So there's like all these places that people, talk about. I haven't been to any. But I see them, I like Popeyes. I've been a long time supporter of Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes. I don't really need other chicken spots. Mission Barbecue. Yeah, we got one of those. I never been. Popeye. So there was like a Popeyes in this state for at least for a long time. My dad used to take me to a Popeyes. Um, Splendid Genesis knows exactly where this Popeyes is, right? Right near where the Toys R Us used to be. Um, Anytime we were down that part, which is where the part of the state my dad was from, we'd go to that Popeyes. So I've been eating Popeyes since I was a kid. Um, I've been loving it. So I'm glad to see as a company they've really expanded. There's Popeyes all over the place now. It's not how it used to be up here. So good. Chick-fil-A is probably the most popular place on Route 5, and there's so many places. Yeah. Chick-fil-A that's a decent one. A decent one. They know what they're doing with the chicken. Used to love Duchess, but they're all gone. The one in Naugatuck was still open last time I was there. I can try to confirm that. But yeah, I used to love Duchess too. I I'm across the street from a closed Duchess like every day in the course of my my travels, and it's sad every time because it's still got the stained glass window that says Duchess. You know, so you're seeing the empty building with the stained glass window. There's something like real, almost depressing about it. You know what I mean? It feels like you're in a post-apocalyptic world, and this is the church, right? The Church of Duchess. It's like if I had to describe Duchess for anybody who's never been, like comfort food, like fast food comfort food. You go there for grilled cheese, or you go there for a nice like chili burger, chili dog, stuff like that. You're not this an unpopular opinion, the dude. You're not a Chick-fil-A fan. Every time you were there, soggy sandwich, and you hate a soggy sandwich. Yeah, you got to yeah. If it's soggy, it's not gonna be good. I think they're all right. You know, I like their milkshake. If I had to rank Chick-fil-A items, I would say their milkshake, their waffle fries, right? Their sandwich is good. It's a passable sandwich. I think it's expensive for what it is. You know, I will go to a Popeyes 10 out of 10 times over Chick-fil-A. That's just me. Rax was the best fast food place ever, Shimona. I never heard of a Rax. Yonder Wiley, your work would get everyone Chick-fil-A on very rare occasions. Some people refuse it out of their political beliefs. Yeah, I mean, it's a very divisive thing. And I don't know if I understand that, right? Why do you want to divide people as a food establishment? Or is it any. I don't get that. Okay, okay. Fair enough. I guess if you have convictions that you care about, you can't really turn that off. And they care about some things that, yeah, it's going to definitely cause some let's call it outrage, you know? I can understand being outraged by some of the shit they do say and stand by. Um, but as a potentially divisive figure myself, I guess I kind of get you. You're just saying it like it is or whatever, right? I say it like it is. I have my personal convictions about two boxing and this and that, and some people don't like me because of things I've said or stances I've been staunch on. So I get it, I guess. I get it. I'm not trying to fucking equate myself to that. But you miss White Castle. White Castle's delicious. I go White Castle. There's no White Castle near me. I have to drive all the way to the Bronx to go to White Castle. So it's like kind of like a Harold and Kumar adventure every time. That's my closest White Castle. I don't know why there's no White Castles in central Connecticut. It would do so well. I I don't. This is something I don't know why I'm even bringing it up, but I do want to bring it up. Mission Barbecue was brought up, and that's a place I've never been to. Even though there's one near me, and you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I don't think I'm ever gonna go to one, just because they're divisive. As far as I don't think I'd be comfortable in there. It looks like the kind of place that I would not want to be. Right? I've never been inside, but just the way they kind of market themselves, I you know, I drive by, you know. I don't stop until all that shit's like past my rear view. You know what I mean? You miss Boston Chicken? Yeah, Boston Chicken became Boston Market and then became total deadbeats when they stopped paying their rents, right? What happened with that? Craziness. But anyway, that's what I'm getting at. Is like I don't know why you'd want to be divisive as a place that's trying to make money, right? Like if it was just like regular chill barbecue, come on in, I would have tried it by now. They would have got my money. Potentially I'd be a repeat customer even. But since it's like bootlicker barbecue, I'm just like, what the fuck? You know? It would have cost them $0 to not scare me off. But maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want to scare some people off. You know? But sorry, I'm not trying. It's gonna be one of those streams. I'm gonna end the stream with less followers than I started. It happens. It happens. I can't help it, and that's why I can kind of relate, right? I have strong convictions, and I refuse to hide them. So, if that's divisive, it is what it is. But I'd like to think I'm I'm not like them. You know, marketing firm gave focus Data group saying they'll make more money catering to a group. There you go. That's unbeheld. I don't know why I tried to humanize a corporation. I started talking about convictions as if there is more to it. There's not. It's follow the money. You're right. They were like, this group likes barbecue. You know, invite them, make them feel like it's a safe place for them, which I guess it is because you know, nobody with an opposing view is going to walk in there on their own free will. You don't know the details on Boston Market? They still have stores in Maryland. Really? You think so? I know around here, it was a huge issue because they were skipping rent payments on their physical locations. They were not paying their employees. They were closing suddenly, and they were, if you called them up and ordered food for, catering, they were taking your money, even with stores that were like closed. So they kind of like did an exit scam. Really, it's sad because I used to like that place too. I have a lot of fond memories. That was like my um like growing up. That was like a place my family would go for like a nice family meal. You know what I mean? Isn't that blatant fraud? Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know what. That's what I'm saying. Like if they still have stores in Maryland, I don't know how they're getting away with some of the shit they did up here, and I think everywhere through the network. From Unbeheld said the people in charge, some of these marketing gave them fake data. Look at Jaguar and how they had to backpedal. I got to look at that Unbeheld. I don't know what Jaguar did. Um, it sounds funny though. I love to see some oopsies. That was a bad move. Let's try to pretend that never happened moments in corporate history. Ah. Anyways, just out here getting started. I'm an EverQuest enjoyer, enjoying EverQuest, and that's what I try to keep my discussion on. Because look at what happens. We're talking about fast food, and I can't help but bring up some nonsense. But anyway, I hope you guys like it also because I do it every week. Every Thursday, I'm here, bright and early, getting all caffeinated, getting all jacked up on caffeine, speaking my mind, patrolling Southeast Antonica, and having a blast doing it. This weekend is going to be the Sunday Swamptacular Splash Fest 2025, number 50, which if you couldn't figure out, 50 is a nice, perfectly round number, right? A beautiful number. You're more fascinated that there's people on Red Unbeheld? Okay, hey, whatever gets you here, I will be here. I have a very steady schedule here. I'm like, not to toot my own horn, but I might be the most consistent Red streamer, right? Every Thursday morning, I'm here, bright and early, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Every Thursday, like clockwork. Every Sunday, we go hard. We go very strong. It's always on Red. Tuesday is the newest day of the week. I don't usually play EverQuest on a Tuesday, but if I do, you're probably going to see me here on Red 99 until a better PvP server comes out. And what's the other thing I was going to say? Tuesday, that's usually my one variety stream where I do a little of this, a little of that. No disrespect intended, Unbeheld. We all have our own ways of having fun. You're amazed the Red community survived this long. Something to admire. Yeah, we have perhaps a sickness in the head. Who knows? Who knows what keeps us here? But we're still here. I like to think that it's a nice, ever glowing flame right now. Right? It's not even just like some little smoldering glow. No, it's a full-blown roaring flame, right? The torch. Look at half a dozen players online right now, but sun is barely up on a weekday. West Coast, the people are going to be waking up soon. The server's going to start looking more lively. But yeah, that's my alarm. I got to get going. You know, I only can hang out in the land of Norath, but so long on a Thursday morning. As much as I wish I could do this as a day job. Hey, maybe 2026 could be my year. You know what I mean? You want a full-time EverQuest content creator named Chewy. I know a guy. All right, it's me. This is the guy. So just keep supporting the stream with views and follows, prime subs, whatever. I appreciate everything. I really do. And we're gonna keep making this the best stream. I'm gonna keep logging in, doing the thing every Thursday, every Sunday, and maybe 2026 we could talk about adding another day or more. You know, if I could finally make the plunge. But anyway, thanks for hanging out. And by plunge, I mean full immersion, right? You see me immersed right now. Imagine full immersion. This is like a taste of what could be. Anyways, Sunday is going to be amazing, right? Please be here for number 50. Sunday Swamp Tiger Splash Fest 2025. Number 50 out of 52. Been a great year, and it's just getting started. So let's go raid, right? Let's go find a channel, enjoy some EverQuest together, right? Here on Twitch. And if you're watching on YouTube, the re-upload, hey, why don't you say in the comments something about just say frog. Just give your best Froglock impression in the comments if you hear me say this, please. It's a test. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Let me we'll click the J boots before I get caught whacking later, right? It's PvP after all. Peace out, everybody.